Hello Cancer, Sun Rising and Venus, and so Cancer. Today we're going to go over your energy as well as your person's energy. We're going to see how the both of you are currently viewing this relationship and how you guys feel about it and what actions you guys plan on taking each other's direction and are moving forward. So with all that being said, Cancer, all right, let's see what's going on.
Yeah, for some of you, you could very well be starting a brand new job very, very soon in a line of work that you're very, very passionate about, because I'm definitely getting that strongly. For some of you, this could represent you starting your very own business. You know, whatever this thing is that you're starting, it's something that's going to bring a lot of abundance and stability and growth into your life is basically what I'm getting. Is basically what I'm getting, especially with the Ace of Pentacles to the Ace of Wands. This to me kind of feels like, you know, you pursuing something that you're very, very passionate about and getting paid for it at the same exact time is basically what I'm getting. So you could very well be turning a passion of yours into a business. You know, I am definitely getting that for some of you out there, but you know, this is kind of like an overall energy, Cancer, of you really hoping for the best. But at the same exact time, even though you're kind of hoping for the best, I kind of feel like you're a little bit scared, you know, and kind of asking yourself like, but what if this doesn't work out? But screw it. I'm gonna try either which way, and whatever happens, happens. Because that's like the energy and the vibe that I'm kind of getting from you. All right. How does this person currently view this relationship? To be honest, I don't feel like this has anything to do with like a relationship as far as like you starting a brand new relationship is concerned. I feel like this has a lot to do with you starting a brand new job in a field that you're very passionate about and that you have a lot of love for, or starting a business, right? But I don't feel like this has anything to do with love, to be completely honest. So that doesn't necessarily mean that you're not in a relationship with anybody or you're not connecting with anybody as of right now. It just means that you're dumping a lot of your time and a lot of your energy towards this brand new job of yours or towards this business that, you know, you're trying to start. But you could totally be dealing with someone. I'm just not picking up on that right now. So I guess we'll see who shows up here for you to the right of me. Okay. We have the Queen. Ooh, I feel like these are phases that you're going through. I feel like these are phases that you're going through, Cancer. Not only do I see you pursuing something that you're very passionate about, that's going to bring a lot of growth, abundance, and stability, and happiness, and joy, and passion, and excitement to your life. But I also kind of feel like once you get to where you want to be at, financially speaking, I kind of feel like you're going to find yourself being a little bit more open to the idea of love is kind of what I'm getting. Because right now I feel like you're very closed off towards that idea. And it could have a lot to do with the fact that you just kind of want to get your money up right now. Maybe you just want to kind of reach a point where you find yourself, you know, at a good place, you know, emotionally speaking, financially speaking, mentally speaking, spiritually speaking, right? But I feel like there's going to come a point in time where you're going to find yourself very satisfied with where you're at in life. And that's when I see you becoming open to the idea of love and eventually meeting the perfect person for you, you know, things of that nature. And I feel like you will. I feel like you will. I feel like you will meet somebody that you mesh very well with, Cancer. I feel like you will meet someone that completes you, especially with the Hierophant coming out here. You know, listen, there's a huge possibility that when you do meet this perfect person for you, the two of you might end up getting married to one another, because we do have the Hierophant out here, and that does speak of marriage. I want to look at the Hierophant. Tell me more about the Hierophant. Yeah. When it comes down to this person that you're going to find yourself meeting, you know, you're going to have the same energy that you have now as far as like this whole new chapter that you're trying to start. When it comes down to this business that you want to start or this career that you want to get into, you're going to be really happy and really excited about it. but also really scared. But it's kind of stemming from a place of, I don't really know what to honestly anticipate and or expect. I mean, I hope it all plays out in my favor, but if it doesn't, then it is what it is, right? It's kind of like an energy of hoping for the best, but kind of anticipating, expecting the worst is kind of what I'm getting primarily, which is an overall energy that you tend to kind of harness time and time again, as far as hoping for the best, but kind of anticipating and expecting, but also kind of preparing yourself for the worst potential outcome. But I feel like when it comes down to this person in particular, when you meet them, you're going to be very, very happy. You're going to be very excited, but you're also going to be very, very scared. Now, for some of you, you could have already met this person. For others of you, you might find yourself meeting this person at a later date. How is this person? Well, because I don't feel like you've actually met this person just yet, I'm going to ask how this person's going to feel about their relationship with you when they do meet you. So how is this person going to feel about their relationship with Cancer? Okay. This person that you're going to find yourself meeting, Cancer, there's an overall energy of them essentially feeling really excited about you and their relationship with you. But there's also an overall energy of them essentially feeling extremely inadequate within their relationship with you, which is kind of making me feel like maybe just maybe you're more established than this person. Maybe just maybe you make more money than this person. Maybe just maybe you're more successful than this person. That's definitely a possibility. But I don't necessarily feel like this is going to be a deal breaker, because I feel like that's what they're worried about. That, because they're not where they want to be at financially speaking, that could very well be a deal breaker for you. Is kind of what I'm getting, but I don't necessarily feel like it is going to be a deal breaker whatsoever. With the Death card to the Nine of Pentacles coming out here, that's kind of telling me that your way of being is kind of rubbing off on them. Because you bet on yourself and because you take chances, it has gotten you to where you are at right now in life. And I feel like that is going to naturally rub off on them to the point where they're going to start to believe in themselves more. They're going to start to bet on themselves more. They're going to start to take chances more. So I do see this person's financial situation drastically improving throughout the course of their involvement with you, but I feel like it's because they're getting inspired by you to take chances, to not constantly live a life of playing it safe and believe in themselves, things of that nature. How else is this person going to feel? About their relationship with Cancer. Okay, so we have the Eight of Cups. We got the Temperance card. We also have the Queen of Cups. And then we also have the Seven of Cups. I feel like this is me kind of talking far out in advance and kind of breaking down the relationship and what you're going to experience. So just kind of keep that in mind, okay? So as far as like their whole financial situation is concerned, I don't feel like that's going to be a deal breaker whatsoever, because they're going to make it a priority to improve their financial situation. Now, I'm kind of picking up on an energy. I'm kind of picking up on an energy of them trying to kind of decipher between whether or not you want this relationship with them or not, is basically what I'm getting. But I feel like it has a lot to do with the fact that fear more than likely is going to get the best of you within this relationship, to the point where you might find yourself self-sabotaging this relationship on multiple different occasions due to fear, is basically what I'm getting. Now, I do see this relationship, for them at least, causing them a lot of confusion, causing them to question, like, man, does Cancer really want to be with me, or do they not want to be with me? Because there's days where they kind of make it seem like they love me and that they care about me and that they want to be with me, but then there's days where they kind of make it seem like they don't, like, what the fuck is going on? I just feel like this relationship for them is going to cause a lot of confusion because of the self-sabotaging energy that you're going to find yourself harnessing within your relationship with this person due to fear. Is basically what I'm getting. Tell me more about the Queen of Cups. We have the Hermit. We got the Five of Wands. We got the Knight of Wands. And then we have the Ten of Pentacles. It's interesting because what's interesting is that this person that you're going to find yourself with, they're going to find themselves very conflicted and very confused when it comes down to, well, why is it that one day Cancer makes it seem like they want me, and the next day they make it seem like they don't, right? And you, my friend, are going to find yourself questioning, why is this person really here though? Why is this person really here though? Like, why? I just want to know, why are they really here? Because I just don't trust it. I just don't trust it. I just don't trust it. A lot of you think and believe that this person's after you for all the wrong reasons is kind of what I'm getting. You don't think that this person's after you for a good old time, because I'm definitely not getting that. So you're not going to be under the impression that this person's after you for a good old time, nothing more, nothing less. You're not going to be under that type of impression. You're going to be under the impression of, oh, they're probably after me because of my business. They're probably after me because, you know, I'm established and I'm successful and I make X amount of money, you know, things like that. I don't necessarily feel like that's why they're here, to be completely honest. And here's why I say all of this. So we have the Nine of Pentacles out here. Nine of Pentacles is somebody who's very, very independent. This is basically Virgo energy. Now, you could be dealing with a Virgo. You could find yourself meeting a Virgo very soon, or they might just have Virgo within their chart. Doesn't necessarily have to be the case though. But Nine of Pentacles energy, again, is Virgo energy. So with that being said, regardless if this person's a Virgo or not, because I don't want to confuse anybody, this is that type of person that does not like to rely or depend on absolutely anyone for absolutely anything, especially financially speaking. So that kind of debunks, I would say, your theory as to why they're really here and why they're really pining after you. I don't feel like they're after you for your money whatsoever. Like, this is that type of person that can literally find themselves struggling financially speaking, and they will never ask you or anybody for help. This is that type of person that likes to rely on themselves and only themselves, is basically what I'm getting. So with that being said, it kind of, like I said, dude, kind of debunks this theory of yours that, oh, like, they're probably just after me because of my money and because I'm established and because this, that. No, I'm definitely not getting that. I feel like this person's here because they want to be here. I feel like this person is here because they have a lot of love for you and they want to build with you and establish a life with you. I just feel like you're going to have a hard time believing that and accepting that. And I feel like your person's going to have a hard time believing and accepting the fact that you really do want this. You really do want to be with them. You're just constantly self-sabotaging it left and right because you're afraid. They're going to look at it as, nah, like, Cancer's just playing with my emotions at this freaking point. But I don't feel like you're playing with their emotions. I feel like you're self-sabotaging this connection time and time again out of fear. There's a big ass difference there. I don't feel like you're playing games with them or playing with their emotions or anything like that. And that's something that they're going to have a hard time accepting when it comes on to you, because they're going to look at you like you're just playing with their emotions at this point when you're not. But they're going to have a hard time accepting that. Same applies, you know, for you, right? You're going to have a hard time accepting the fact that this person's not here because, you know, you're going to have a hard time accepting that this person is genuinely here because they want to be here with you, because they do love you, because they do want to build with you, not because of the reasons you basically think that they're just after you for your money and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. How does Cancer currently feel? Ooh, that's nice. That's nice. That's nice. So we have the Hierophant out here. And then we have the High Priestess, making it a true pair situation, by the way, between you and this person. Typically, when a High Priestess and Hierophant come together, they learn a lot about themselves and the things that they need to kind of work on and improve on. So that's basically telling me that you're going to grow a lot throughout the course of your involvement with this person, and so will this person. It's kind of what I'm getting. All right. Like I said, with the Hierophants of the High Priestess coming out here, there's a huge possibility that this could be the person that you end up getting married to. If not, because I know that marriage is not something that everybody believes in, you might find yourself spending many years with this person, is basically what I'm getting. But with the Page of Wands to the High Priestess to the Judgment card coming out here, Cancer, you are a very, very intuitive person. Okay. So with that being said, when you start this new relationship with this person, it is in your best interest to solely rely on your intuition, not what your mind is telling you or what your heart is telling you, because both things are capable of deceiving you. But the one thing that will never deceive you is your intuition. I feel like your intuition is saying, be open to this opportunity. Don't fear this opportunity. Don't self-sabotage this, opportunity, because this person over here, yeah, they come off to me as somebody who's here to fucking stay. Okay. It doesn't look like they have any sort of, intentions of leaving you or running off into the sunset with absolutely anyone. But your intuition is going to tell you all of these things, but your mind is also going to start telling you the complete opposite, right? Your mind's going to tell you, this person's here because you're established. This person's here because you got money. This person's here because of whoever you are. You know what I mean? Because for some of you, there's a huge possibility that you could be a public figure, maybe even a celebrity. That's definitely a possibility. But of course, that's not going to apply for everybody's situation out there. Point is that they're not after you for the reasons you think, because your whole thing is they're just after me because of my money, or because I have a successful business, or because I have a successful career, or because of who I am. Because I am getting that for some of you out there, but that's just like not the case. You know what I mean? That's just not the case. But your intuition is going to tell you all of this, but your mind is going to tell you the complete opposite. Do not trust your mind when it comes down to what your mind is telling you about this person. Don't even trust your damn heart. Please don't. Okay. Trust what your intuition is telling you, because your intuition is basically telling you everything that you need to know. Your intuition is basically giving you the green light when it comes down to this person, but boy, oh boy, is your mind going to sit there and tell you something different. All right, what actions will Cancer take towards this person or moving forward? Okay. We have the 5 of Wands, we got the 7 of Wands, and then we also have the 6 of Cups. Again, I feel like this is me talking out in advance and kind of breaking down the relationship and what they're going to experience with you, what you're going to experience with them. So just kind of keep that in mind, because for the vast majority of you, you haven't even met this person just yet, okay? It's going to hit you one day and you're going to realize what you're doing here, okay? Because this is exactly what you're doing here. We got the 5 of Wands to the 7 of Wands. So that's basically telling me that you're trying your hardest, my friend. You're trying your hardest to push this connection and this person and what you share with this person far, 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 far away from you. And it's because you don't trust it. And it's because you think that the only reason why they're here is because of X, Y, and Z, when that's just so not the case. But this is what you're pushing away. You're pushing away somebody who loves you. You're pushing away somebody who cares about you. You're pushing away somebody who actually means well and has every sort of, intentions of doing right by you and this connection that they share with you. This person does not, I can't emphasize that enough, Jesus. And they might even tell you something along the lines of, you're stuck with me, because I just got that out of nowhere, that you're stuck with me. This one over here doesn't have any sort of fucking intentions of going anywhere. So I guess push them away. You know what I mean? Shoo them away, Cancer, if you want to, but they're not fucking going anywhere. Okay. It kind of looks like, you're stuck with them and they're kind of stuck with you. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, because a lot of good things could come out of your relationship with this person. You're just not going to feel that way or even see it that way, because you're too busy trying to push the relationship away and the person away. But once you stop doing all of it, because it's going to hit you out of nowhere, and you're going to realize, like, okay, I need to stop pushing this person away. I need to stop constantly thinking the worst when it comes down to this person. Just be open and receptive to it. And you will, because there's no doubt in my mind that you will. You will become open and receptive to this person, to this relationship. I feel like it's just going to take some time for you to stop doing this within this relationship, okay? It's going to take you time when it comes down to you not pushing them away and, constantly self-sabotaging this relationship. It's going to take some time. It's definitely going to take some time. But I feel like eventually you'll reach that point where you yourself will basically realize, like, man, like, I'm I'm pushing away a really, really good thing here. Like, why am I doing this? You know what I mean? And you'll probably dive a little bit deeper and find out why you're actually pushing this person away and why you do the things that you do. And once you discover that and unpack that, you're not going to find yourself, you know, doing this anymore. I said this in somebody's reading recently, and I feel like this message will definitely help you, Cancer. You get to pick and choose how you show up in this relationship. You could be the person that self-sabotages this relationship every chance that you get. You could be that person. Or you could choose to be the person that's going to be open and receptive to this and not fight, you know, against the natural flow here and just simply go with the flow and see what life has to offer the both of you and embrace this connection without fear. You could also choose to be that person if you honestly wanted to, but it doesn't look like that's what you want to do. You're choosing to be the person that fights against the natural flow here. You're choosing to be that person that's self-sabotaging this relationship every chance you get because you think that they're after you because of this, that, and the third, when in all actuality, they're not. You know what I mean? You get to pick and choose who you want to be in this relationship and how you want to play this. And it kind of looks like you're choosing to do what I basically been telling you you're going to do. But at the end of the day, it literally is a choice. You get to choose how you show up in this relationship. So, what actions will this person take? Okay. Okay. We have Jesus. Okay. The first thing that came to my mind is, why are you with them? 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 Yeah, this person over here, go over there. This person over here is going to find themselves facing some trying times with you, my friend. And again, this is me just kind of giving like a breakdown of this relationship and what everybody's going to be experiencing and how everybody's going to be showing up in this relationship. With the Three of Swords to the Ten of Wands to the Devil coming out here. I feel like all this person wants to do, Cancer, for the love of God, dude. All this person wants to do is love you. All this person wants to do is build with you. All this person wants to do is create and establish a life with you. That is all they want. Nothing more, nothing less. That is all this human being wants with you, right? And I feel like you're making it so hard, you know, for them to just build and establish the life that they honestly want with you, because every chance that you get, my friend, you're turning around to self-sabotage it, you know? And when I say self-sabotage it, I mean, you're turning around and finding a reason to run in the opposite direction of this relationship, you know, is kind of what I'm getting primarily. I don't feel like you're doing, you know, anything out of line, like cheating on this person or anything like that. No, I'm not getting that. I feel like you're constantly looking for a reason to up and leave this relationship and just self-sabotage it all, right? So if one morning you wake up and you think to yourself, I know what it is. I know why this person's here. It's not because they love me and they want to be with me. It's because they're trying to use me, or they're just trying to get with me because I'm established and I make money and whatever the case may be. That's why they're here. And then you're going to take that and you're going to run with it, and then you're going to turn around and self-sabotage a relationship based off of why you think they're here, I guess. You know, like I see you doing things like that, not doing anything crazy like cheating on them or anything like that, because I'm definitely not getting that. But yeah, I feel like all this person wants to do is love you and build towards a life with you. That's literally it, Cancer. Like, that's all they want to do. And I feel like you're making it so hard for them. Like, every time you turn around and run in the opposite direction of this relationship, it hurts them. It really does hurt them, Cancer. And the reason why it hurts them is because you're dealing with somebody who's emotionally invested in you. Had this person not been emotionally invested in you, they wouldn't give a shit, to be completely honest, Cancer. They'll see you out the building. You know what I mean? They're not doing that. You know what I mean? And it's because they don't want to lose you. It's because they really do want to build with you. It's because they really do want to be with you. You see what I mean? But yeah, Cancer, I just kind of feel like eventually they'll be able to create and establish the life that they want with you. I just kind of feel like it's going to take some time. It's going to take some time. It's going to take them facing some obstacles and some trying times with you. But with the Ten of Wands coming out here, one thing that I will say about this person is that even though they're going to find themselves facing some trying ass times with you, they're not going to give up on you. They're not going to give up on you. Hands down, they are not going to give up on you. Ten of Wands, yeah, they're not going to give up on you. They're not going to give up on you. And I feel like because they're not going to give up on you, this is why the relationship, will definitely last a very, very long time. Because this person comes off to me as, somebody who isn't going to turn around and just outright give up on you because things are hard and because, look, there goes Cancer running in the opposite direction of me again. Like, no. Mm-mm. Look at them as like the gorilla glue to this relationship. They're going to be the reason why this relationship continues to stay intact and afloat. It doesn't matter how many times you run. It doesn't matter how many times you want to self-sabotage this. This person will always find a way to keep this relationship intact and afloat. And I'm sorry, that should tell you a whole lot, Cancer, about this person, what you're dealing with. Like, think about it, like, if this person really didn't give a shit about you, you know what I mean? Then they wouldn't be doing all this extra shit. And on top of that, this whole theory that you have that they're just after you because of your money or whatever the case may be, like, the likelihood, honey, of this person ever asking you for money may not ever fucking happen because, again, they harness Nine of Pentacles energy. Anybody who harnesses Nine of Pentacles energy would be ashamed to ask a person for $20. You know what I mean? Like, they would be ashamed to do that. They would be embarrassed to do something like that. There's people out there that don't fucking care about asking people for $20, $10, $5, but anybody who harnesses Nine of Pentacles energy, yeah, no, they would be ashamed to ask a person for $20, $100. And it's mainly because, people who harness Nine of Pentacles energy are people that are very, very independent people. They don't like to rely on anyone but themselves. So even if this person ever does find themselves in a financial rut, for one, you'll probably never know about it. And well, for two, they'll do whatever it takes to improve their financial situation to the point where they're not asking anybody for absolutely anything. You know what I mean? So, and I feel like time will eventually reveal to you that no, this person's not here because you make all this money or because you're established or because you are who you are. No, that's not why they're here. That's not why they're here. I do feel like this person's financial situation is going to drastically improve. Are they going to reach that point where they're making as much money as you make? Maybe not. I mean, because I'm not getting that. But there's a possibility that in time, hell, who knows? They might end up making the same amount of money that you make. That's a possibility, but I feel like it's going to take them some time to reach that point where they're making as much money as you're making. But as far as like why are you with them is concerned, because I was kind of getting that, I feel like their family members and their friends are going to obviously know about these trying times that they're going to find themselves facing with you, right? I feel like this person's family members and friends are going to know that you guys are constantly breaking up, making up, breaking up and making up. And I feel like people are going to really question them. Like, yo, why are you still with Cancer? Why the hell do you keep trying to make it work? Like, yo, move on with your life. Go meet somebody else. You're a good looking guy. I'm sure you'll meet somebody else. Or you're a good looking girl. I'm sure you'll meet someone else. The thing is that they don't fucking want anybody else. You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing, like this one over here is kind of like crazy about you, like a little bit, you know what I mean? So people will, people in their life will encourage them to go talk to somebody else, get over you and move on with their life and stuff like that. But they don't want to do none of that. You know what I mean? Like, they don't want to meet anybody else. They don't want to build with anybody else if it's not with you, is basically what I'm getting. So let's pull some advice for you, my friend. Any advice for Cancer in regards to this spread? Well, that's what I was trying to tell them. Okay, Queen of Wands. We got the Queen of Wands. What are you? We got the Ten of Swords, and then we got the Nine of Swords. Is this the Nine of Swords? Yeah, this is the Nine of Swords. Okay, I had to double check on that. Anyways, in regards to your overall advice, Okay. This whole you constantly anticipating and expecting the worst, if you keep this up, Cancer, and you constantly find yourself taking time out of your day to constantly anticipate and expect and think the worst when it comes down to this person, all it's going to really do is cloud your judgment and prevent you from seeing what you actually have right in front of you, which is actually a really, really good thing. And I already kind of told you that, right? This whole you constantly self-sabotaging this, running in the opposite direction of this, constantly finding reasons to run in the opposite direction, like one day is gonna hit you and you're gonna realize like what you're doing here. You're pushing a really good thing away from you. It may not feel that way right now, it may not seem that way right now, but trust me, one day it's going to catch up to you and it's going to hit you and you're going to realize what you're really doing here. And what you're really doing here is pushing away somebody who loves you, somebody who just wants to love you and only you and focus on you and building towards a life with you and spend the rest of their life with you and get married to you and build a family with you. All they want is you. That's it. That's all this human being wants is you. No one else, okay? Now, you may not think that that's the case. You may not feel like that's the case, and that's fine. But this is why I'm saying that you need to go based off of your intuition, especially you guys, because you guys are very, very intuitive people. And with the Page of Wands to the High Priestess, the Judgment card, that's telling me that you could connect to your intuition like nothing. And I feel like your intuition is going to tell you everything that you need to know. Is it going to clash with what you think? Absolutely, hands down. Is it going to clash with what your heart is telling you? Hands down, absolutely. Because your mind is telling you, oh man, this one over here ain't no good. You better get rid of them. You better get rid of them, Cancer. You better get rid of them, you know? But your intuition's like, no, I like them. You know what I mean? Like, we should stay with them, you know? But your mind is like, no, get rid of them. Like, just get rid of them. I feel like the more you sit here and listen to what your mind is telling you to do, what your heart is telling you to do, and completely disregarding what your intuition is telling you to do, the relationship in itself over time will start to affect your mental health. And it's mainly because of this negative narrative that you've created in your mind about this person. Your 3D world with this person is going to reflect back to you that you're wrong about them. You're wrong about them. You're wrong about them. You're wrong about them. But this negative narrative, right, that you've created in your mind about this person, you genuinely believe that shit. Like, you genuinely believe it. Like, you genuinely believe that this person doesn't love you. They don't care about you and that they don't mean well. You genuinely believe these things, right? So when your 3D world is showing you that they love you, that they care about you, oh my God, look, they just bought you this gift. And oh my God, look, they just bought you some flowers. Like, your mind is going to, your mind is going to start to, go a little crazy, because if you genuinely believe that they're the bad guy and that they don't mean well, why the fuck are they buying you flowers? Why are they doing this for you? Why are they doing that for you? Something's just not adding up. And you might even go as far as to think, oh, they're just trying to run a little game on me and they think I'm going to fall for it. When none of that is actually happening. I think that it's safe to say that you're wrong about this person. And I feel like the quicker you could accept that and admit that to yourself, that's when you'll see what you have right in front of you. Because I'm going to tell you right now, you're tripping. You are tripping, my friend. You are tripping. You are tripping. If I genuinely felt that you were dealing with the bad guy here, I would have just told you. I've had to tell a lot of people in my days, okay? I don't feel like you're dealing with the bad guy like you think you are, okay? You're not sleeping with the evil villain like you think you are, okay? Let's pull some romance angel cards and see. See, Cancer, stop running away. Stop retreating from this connection. Give this relationship a fair chance. Because if you honestly set your doubts and your reservations to the side, you'll see exactly what you have right in front of you. And what you have right in front of you is a good thing. I just kind of feel like you're so convinced that that is not the case. I'm sorry, but if your 3D reality with this person is telling you and showing you that this negative narrative you created in your mind about this person is wrong, maybe it is, Cancer. Maybe it is. And to be honest, I think it is. You know what I mean? Like, I think this negative narrative you created in your mind about this person is completely and utterly false. Straight up. If it wasn't, I would have just told you, because you already know. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not looking at an evil villain here. I'm not looking at the bad guy here. I mean, for crying out loud with the Seven of Pentacles, when I typically get the Seven of Pentacles, I often say that this person over here is throwing all of their eggs into your basket because they are. Because they are, Cancer. They totally are. And I think that it's time that you accept that and see that and realize that and believe that, because trust me, once you accept this, you're going to be fine. You're going to be fine, and you're going to experience your relationship in ways that for some of you, you could very well be starting a brand new job very, very soon in a line of work that you're very, very passionate about, because I'm definitely getting that strongly. For some of you, this could represent you starting your very own business. Whatever this thing is that you're starting, it's something that's going to bring a lot of abundance and stability and growth into your life, is basically what I'm getting. Especially with the Ace of Pentacles to the Ace of Wands. This to me kind of feels like, you pursuing something that you're very, very passionate about and getting paid for it at the same exact time. Is basically what I'm getting. So you could very well be turning a passion of yours into a business. I am definitely getting that for some of you out there. But, this is kind of like an overall energy, Cancer, of you really hoping for the best. But at the same exact time, even though you're kind of hoping for the best, I kind of feel like you're a little bit scared, and kind of asking yourself like, but what if this doesn't work out? But screw it. I'm going to try either which way, and whatever happens, happens. Because that's like the energy and the vibe that I'm kind of getting from you. All right. How does this person currently view this relationship? To be honest, I don't feel like this has anything to do with like a relationship as far as like you starting a brand new relationship is concerned. I feel like this has a lot to do with you starting a brand new job in a field that you're very passionate about and that you have a lot of love for, or starting a business, right? But I don't feel like this has anything to do with love, to be completely honest. So that doesn't necessarily mean that you're not in a relationship with anybody or you're not connecting with anybody as of right now. It just means that you're dumping a lot of your time and a lot of your energy towards this brand new job of yours or towards this business that, you're trying to start. But you could totally be dealing with someone. I'm just not picking up on that right now. So I guess we'll see who shows up here for you to the right of me. Okay. We have the Queen. Ooh, I feel like these are phases that you're going through. Cancer. Not only do I see you pursuing something that you're very passionate about, that's going to bring a lot of growth, abundance, and stability, and happiness, and joy, and passion, and excitement to your life. But I also kind of feel like once you get to where you want to be at, financially speaking, I kind of feel like you're going to find yourself being a little bit more open to the idea of love is kind of what I'm getting. Because right now I feel like you're very closed off towards that idea. And it could have a lot to do with the fact that you just kind of want to get your money up right now. Maybe you just want to kind of reach a point where you find yourself, at a good place, emotionally speaking, financially speaking, mentally speaking, spiritually speaking, right? But I feel like there's going to come a point in time where you're going to find yourself very satisfied with where you're at in life. And that's when I see you becoming open to the idea of love and eventually meeting the perfect person for you, things of that nature. And I feel like you will. I feel like you will meet somebody that you mesh very well with, Cancer. I feel like you will meet someone that completes you, especially with the Hierophant coming out here. Listen, there's a huge possibility that when you do meet this perfect person for you, the two of you might end up getting married to one another, because we do have the Hierophant out here, and that does speak of marriage. I want to look at the Hierophant. Tell me more about the Hierophant. Yeah, for some of you, you could very well be starting a brand new job very, very soon in a line of work that you're very, very passionate about, because I'm definitely getting that strongly. For some of you, this could represent you starting your very own business. You know, whatever this thing is that you're starting, it's something that's going to bring a lot of abundance and stability and growth into your life is basically what I'm getting. Is basically what I'm getting, especially with the Ace of Pentacles to the Ace of Wands. This to me kind of feels like, you know, you pursuing something that you're very, very passionate about and getting paid for it at the same exact time is basically what I'm getting. So you could very well be turning a passion of yours into a business. You know, I am definitely getting that for some of you out there, but you know, this is kind of like an overall energy, Cancer, of you really hoping for the best. But at the same exact time, even though you're kind of hoping for the best, I kind of feel like you're a little bit scared, you know, and kind of asking yourself like, but what if this doesn't work out? But screw it. I'm gonna try either which way, and whatever happens, happens. Because that's like the energy and the vibe that I'm kind of getting from you. All right. How does this person currently view this relationship? To be honest, I don't feel like this has anything to do with like a relationship as far as like you starting a brand new relationship is concerned. I feel like this has a lot to do with you starting a brand new job in a field that you're very passionate about and that you have a lot of love for, or starting a business, right? But I don't feel like this has anything to do with love, to be completely honest. So that doesn't necessarily mean that you're not in a relationship with anybody or you're not connecting with anybody as of right now. It just means that you're dumping a lot of your time and a lot of your energy towards this brand new job of yours or towards this business that, you know, you're trying to start. But you could totally be dealing with someone. I'm just not picking up on that right now. So I guess we'll see who shows up here for you to the right of me. Okay. We have the Queen